to my YouTube channel. This is my first video, so bear with me because I am extremely nervous, but you know what, I thought I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I've been putting this video off for nearly a year now, and it's always something. I'm like, I want this to be perfect, I need this to be perfect, but I can do this, I got this. So a bit about me. My name's Tyber, I'm 29 years old. I am from London, originally from Manchester. I moved to London 3 years ago and absolutely loving it. So I decided to become a beauty blogger a year ago, and it's only not until early this year in March is when I launched my website and I properly started going into blogging. But yeah, I thought, you know, making YouTube videos, making Instagram videos is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but I've always kind of put it off because I've always kind of wanted the right equipment, I want the right lighting, I want the perfect. I'm a perfectionist, so I want everything to be perfect. So even now, like, I was not going to make this video today, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm gonna have to wait another month or two until I get the camera that I want, you know, some of the lighting that I want, this, that, the other, then. It's like there's so many different things that we always want, but we just need to make it work with what I've got. So yeah, so I'm gonna go into how I got into makeup, because I get asked all the time by you guys, how do I get into makeup? Any advice on becoming a makeup artist? Do I need to do a course? All that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna briefly cover how I got into makeup and my advice, because I've been working on Endless Makeup Counter since the age of 19. I'm now 29, so I've had 10 years experience working for big brands, and my current brand that I'm working with is Bobbi Brown. So I've been with them for so many years now. I know the ins and outs of a business, of how to run a counter. I've been, you know, I've got endless experiences, so I think I can help you guys. My dream was to be working on a makeup counter, looking perfect, looking beautiful. Like, I used to walk into Selfridges, and I used to walk into Harvey Nicks and see all these girls on a makeup counter and think, oh my god, like, look at that girl, she's so absolutely stunning. And at this point, guys, I was like only 19, 20, so I used to look up to these girls and women that used to always look so glamorous, and I used to think to myself, oh my god, that is what I want to be. I want to be on that makeup counter. I want to be standing there looking really glamorous. That is what I went and did. One thing about me, guys, is if I want something, I want it, and I work hard to get it. So what I went and did is I went and did a private course, a private makeup course with an Asian bridal company, and I thought, you know, this is gonna get me somewhere, this is going to get me into makeup. So I went and paid, I think it was about £700 at that time, which is still a lot of money now, but you know, a lot more courses now are much more expensive. You go in for 5 days and then 2 days you're doing a portfolio, so it's quite an intense course. You're literally learning something every single day. Look back and I just think I don't really benefit from that course, but anyway, that was money that I spent, and you know, it was my choice to do that, and it just I never thought it really benefited me. And then what I remember doing is applying for, straight away, as my first counter, because I always wanted to work for MAC. I went and applied for MAC, and I remember I had this portfolio of my work, my first ever makeup work, and I've gone into MAC and I'm just like, hi, I'm here for my interview. And I look back now and just think, what the hell were you thinking? Like, did you think you were going to get a job with that type of makeup? Like, your makeup was disgusting. Yes, really ashamed. Like, if I can find, do you know what I'll do? I'll see if I've still got my portfolio. Oh my god, if I can find my portfolio and show you guys, that would be another one. So yeah, I'm going to try to find you that portfolio so you can kind of see what kind of work I'm talking about. Obviously, I didn't get the job, and I don't really blame them because my makeup was atrocious, guys. Atrocious. I didn't get my job at MAC, and then what I went and did is I applied for another beauty counter. So where was my second counter? My second place that I applied for, my second place that I applied for, it was Urban Decay, guys. I applied for Urban Decay, and you know what? I got in. It gave me the job. I got given the job. What I did was I went and worked for Urban Decay for 2 years. and from there I went and worked for a company called Diego Dalla Palma. I worked for them as a counter manager for a few months, and then I went on and worked for Laura Mercier as counter manager for 3 years, guys. And then after Laura Mercier, I did some agency work for a bit, because I was trying to find a brand that I had passion for and loved. And at this point for me, it was either going to be between MAC or Bobbi Brown. So I decided to apply for Bobbi Brown. The first 3 times I didn't get in, and it's only on my 4th time that I got offered the position. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but when you apply for a brand in the Estee Lauder group, so Bobbi Brown's in part of the Estee Lauder group, you have to wait 6 months before you can apply again. So whilst I was waiting the 6 months, I went and did agency work, and I just joined an agency that was going to give me a job on any beauty counter. So I was working at this point for YSL, Dior, covering various shifts, Elizabeth Arden. I was in different stores. So with agency it's quite flexible, so that's what I was doing for a bit. And then what I decided was to apply for Bobbi Brown again, and at this point this is when I got in. So I got my job and I've been working with them since, and it's been 4.5 years now. And yeah, 4.5 years at Bobbi Brown, and my career's stayed with them ever since. I've been full-time with them, been part-time with them, and I'm still part-time with them now. A little bit of advice that I give you guys in terms of if you want to get on a makeup counter, I would say that if you feel like you don't have the necessary skills to go and apply makeup on someone, or you're not very confident, I would say book yourself on to doing a private course. Either do it privately with already an established company, or like a certified course. Either enroll onto a course with them, or even a makeup school would be great. I personally think you don't need to have, you know, a qualification in makeup unless you want to do things like theatre makeup, special effects and stuff like that. Then definitely you need to go to a makeup school and get qualifications for that, because that is something that is worth keeping afterwards as a qualification. And a lot of companies are going to ask you for that if you're specialising in certain type of makeup. But if you want to do like fashion makeup, or you want to get into bridal makeup, for me it was more about experience. So it's taken me a long time, and 10 years later I'm still not perfect at makeup, but I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good, and obviously all that's come with experience. So my personal advice is that if you want to get into a beauty counter, you don't necessarily need to have a qualification. I would say you would need more experience. Your makeup skills would have to be at a very good high level. It also depends on what brand that you're applying for, but if you're applying for a brand that's very very artistic, like MAC, or you're applying for a brand that requires you to really be good at skincare, you have to have the background knowledge. So I think the best way is maybe to educate yourselves in certain types of makeup, and also practice on other people, practice on yourself, because practice doesn't make perfect, guys. And if you're quite confident in your makeup and applying makeup, for me, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. So my confidence came from watching videos, watching tutorials. I was reading books as well. Say for example, I wanted to learn about eyeliners. I would read up about an eyeliner and see, there's so many different products you would use for an eyeliner. There's so many different ways of applying an eyeliner, so many different looks, so many different eye shapes. Oh, another thing that I did was I did a lot of work, free work as well. So I did a lot of studio work. I've worked a lot with magazines as well. When I was doing studio work, I worked in a studio doing makeup for someone, and I was literally getting paid next to nothing, but for me that was experience, and that really made me more confident in my makeup and application. if you're really serious about makeup, or you're really serious about the beauty industry, I would personally say with makeup, get on a makeup counter, get that as a job that you do on the side, or do it privately, work for yourself, and just really try you know, practicing your makeup techniques on your friends, your family. You'd even get paid jobs once you start advertising really well. Use all your advertising tools like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, you know, the whole works. But yeah, get yourself in there as much as you can, working with different types of people, different types of backgrounds. I've worked in lots of different magazines, lots of different newspapers, and all this has accumulated over time, but with time and experience, I think that has given me confidence to be where I am today. I'm not saying do exactly the same as what I did, but I would say that definitely try if you would love to get into the beauty industry, get yourself onto a makeup counter. That's a really good way of building connections, building connections with your workers, your co-workers, and clients as well. And then second one would be doing unpaid jobs. That's really going to help you build connections that way as well, and people are going to hire you again, and this time they will pay you, and that way you build up your reputation. And third of all, just practice, build up a portfolio, and yeah, just go in and just try your best, and you will know what works for you and what doesn't. Not every makeup is everyone's makeup style, so everyone has a certain makeup style. So, you know, I might like the more highlighted look, someone might not like that. You might say that you might not like very full-on makeup, you might prefer the very kind of minimal type of makeup, which is great. You just need to find your niche and find what's good for you and what works for you. I hope you guys liked my video. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I look forward to speaking to you guys in my next video.